I came for the second time. I'm your English teacher. First of all, I think it's very important to give you a piece of advice concerning the coronavirus. Please wash your hands, okay? Self-quarantine, avoid papers, and that's all. Respect the different measures and we avoid the disease. Thank you very much. Now, we are going to see the second part of our lesson number 7, science. Okay, here, the lesson type is reading. As vocabulary, we are going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 words that you are going to master. I wish from 6 words. The first word is DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid. Deoxyribonucleic acid. 7 words. Allele, any form of a gene that can occupy same locus, the place where something happens, or the central area of interest in something being discussed. I repeat, we have DNA, or if you want allele, any of the forms of a gene that can occupy the same locus, the place where something happens, or the central area of interest in some things being discussed. Now, the third word is genetics. What is genetics? Genetics belong or relating to our genes. It means genes and genetics have a link. Genetics belonging or relating to genes. Now, hereditary. Hereditary. Disease pass from the genes of a parent to a child. I repeat, hereditary disease pass from the genes of a parent to a child. Now, sperms, the male reproductives. I repeat here, the male reproductive cells. Okay, sperms, the male reproductive cells. Now, sperm cells, the male reproductive cell. Now, it is just the word we have seen in vocabulary. I repeat again, DNA, allele, genetics, hereditary, sperm cells. Now, when I take the first word, say DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid. D means deoxyribo, N, nucleics, A, acid. Now, allele, any of the form of a gene that can occupy the same locus. Okay, the place where some things happen, or the central area of interest in something being discussed. Genetics, belonging or relating to genes. Hereditary, disease passed from the genes of a parent to a child. Now, sperm. What's a sperm? Sperm is the male reproductive cells. Now here, sperm cells, the male reproductive cell. I turn here, number 2, our language function, expressing purpose. We use to in order to, so as to express the purpose. Okay? It means that if you want to express the purpose, those words are necessary to realize what you want to say. Now, as example, we have, he learns his lesson in order to have good marks. We have in order to express, the purpose. He learns his lesson, the aim is to have good marks. So we put the word here to express the purpose. He learns his lesson, okay, in order to have good marks. Now, number 3, application activities. Use to or in order to. In the following sentences, you see, we have first sentence, the students read this book, have informed. Number 2, the students read this book, have information. I repeat again, have information. Okay? The student read this book, have information. The student read this book, have information. Now, here, where we have a point, we are going to choose between in order to or to. Now, as correction, we propose 1, in order to, with my red pens, let me take my red pen here, okay? In order to, in order to. Now here, to. And I read again. The student read this book in order to have information. The student read this book to have information. Things are very clear. We have seen vocabulary words, and we have seen our grammar point, which is expressing purpose. And the words seen to express purpose are to, in order to, so that, so as. As example, we say, a learn this lesson in order to have good marks. Now we are just seeing the application, and we have just corrected. Let me return to our vocabulary words as first word. We see DNA, allele, genetics, hereditary, a sperm cell. Okay? The different words, have a link with our title, which is science. Okay? Now, I change the title. It's just a mistake. Not 21st, but 22nd. Okay? Please. 22nd. 22nd. So, you must know that Monday, June 22nd, 2020. Let me return to our vocabulary lesson. DNA, allele, genetics, hereditary, sperm cells. DNA, the D means deoxyribo, N, nucleics, and acid. Allele, any of the forms of a gene that can occupy the same locus. The place where something happens or the central area of interest in something during discuss. Genetics, belonging or relating to genes. Hereditary, disease passed from a gene of a parent to child. Sperm, the male reproductive cells, and a sperm cell, the male reproductive cell. Now, for the last time, I return to language function, which put into real life, expressing purpose. It's the last time, so follow carefully. To express purpose, it's very important to use to, in order to, so that, or so as. As example here, things are very clear. He learns his lesson in order to have good marks. Okay? In order to is here to put into life, the purpose. Now, number 3, application activities. You see here, use to or in order to in the following sentences. The student read this book in order to have information. The student read this book to have information. Okay, I think, dear people, you must have really what you have done and what you have seen. So what you are going to do is to follow carefully what the teacher said. Learn your lesson. Thank you very much. See you next time. Thank you.